All right,
I will
audience.
say, oh,
My PA has started watching your channel, AP.
Oh boy, is that a problem? Do I need to
No,
ban
no.
them? Like,
No,
can I solve this for you somehow?
no.
What are you gonna do when one of you moves jobs? You know what I mean? It's so
Oh, she's
complicated.
already leaving anyway. She's resigned. So.
Amazing. Hey,
Yeah.
thanks to Spoon and to Glimo for subbing right as we got started here. And audience, hey, welcome back. This is King Arthur Pendragon 5.2, the Great Pendragon Campaign, episode 55, if my records are correct, which occasionally they aren't. We're gathered here for the final year of this era. The current Taylor Swift musical era. It's about to change. Got him. Got him. I specifically aimed that at Spoon and definitely got the reaction I was looking for. It is year 509, which is the last year before the Boy King era. Several people are planning to Kyned themselves out of the picture here and bring in a new kid. Before we go to the Pentecostal feast, that's the first one, right? Yes.
yes.
And the Christmas feast, yes. I'm confusing myself with all these old ass holidays. We open up not on the feast, but instead on a cold winter's day where we see a bundled up Kendric with a hunting bow on his back. He passes the bow off to one of the grooms who is taking his horse away. And the man like gladly nods and takes the bow and a quiver with him. And Kendric enters his hunting lodge, which is also the lodge where the Order of the Axe meets. And gleaming on the wall is that axe, the bronze axe. We can see that someone has set a fire, but the hall is empty, of course, because there's only Kendric here today. Outside, we hear the noises of pages and squires and people. What do they call the guys who drive the dogs? There's a specific name for the people who help hunt and such, but
Kennel masters, or
no,
like
there's
specifically the guys who drive the dogs.
Yeah, specifically. I mean, the kennel master is the master of all the dogs, but there is a name for the people who help Hunter's son. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You hear the sounds of all those people in the background, but it is muffled by the quiet solitude and tight construction of this hunting hall, which is, I mean, it's almost hobbitish in design at this point. It's not exactly built into the ground, but it is small and clean. And as you're sitting there with a drawn mug of ale, you see a face reflected in the gleam of the axe. And you see King Cadwy there. Kendric, are you there?
I am, Your Majesty. What?
Pick up the axe. It's hard to see you from this angle. It's a fisheye lens.
Kendric will set down his mug of ale and move over to the axe and pick it up.
Kendric, I wish I had steadier news to bring to you. I'm sorry for interrupting you, but this is the first opportunity I have had to see you.
Of course. What? No interruption at all. What news do you have for me?
My oracles have come and told me that there will come a time this year when your services will be needed. You may wish to go to the knighting of young Robert and his investment as a count of the land, but you will be needed in another place, something else.
What other place? Do you? Can you tell me more?
You must go east to the borders of Salisbury's Edge with Silchester and Hampshire. There will be a hill that you will find yourself drawn to. Many things waiting for you there, and something unexpected. When you get news that Robert is To be knighted, you must leave on that eve.
Can I tell him where I'm going?
It's unclear whether you will return. What you do with knowledge of the future, I leave into your own hands.
Hmm. Very well. Thank you for this warning. You've been a good friend to the Order of the Axe, King Cadwy.
Yes. There is another matter of great importance I wish to discuss to you.
And that is?
There was another oracle which was given to me just a few minutes ago. That you will soon be attending the Pentecostal feast in a few weeks.
Yes.
Rumor has it that Archbishop Dubricus himself will be attending as well.
Yes.
See, I am old. I am very old. I am not a Christian man. Could you place a large order of church ales with him and have it shipped to my castle? It's just I'm on the banned list. Rome doesn't like what I'm doing out here.
Of course, yes. If he'll sell to me, I will happily place this order for you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It can be very hard to find people to get around church restrictions. No good Christian would go against, the will of Rome, so. Very important that I received in this regard.
Well, again, thank you for these warnings, King Cadwy. But there's someone at the door, so I really have to dash.
All right. As he disappears from the axe kind of frosts over as if it was outside in the cold right now, and the room gets colder, and then nothing happens because there's no one outside the door, and you just wanted to leave the conversation gracefully.
I'll put the axe back up on the wall.
Oh yes, of course, where it belongs. Now, is there anything anyone wants to do before going to this year's Pentecostal feast? And we also have a menu of items for people.
I'm good for until we get there.
I think Kendric is going to write like some, hey, if you're reading this, I'm dead letters. Because I feel like I just got told that I'm not going to live past this year. So we'll see.
Okay. Who are you writing the letters to? We don't need the content yet, maybe, but
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Content TBD, but my wife.
My wife.
Probably one for each of my children, and probably even including Wolf.
Okay. I hope you include Wolf because you said children.
Yeah. And then one for the Order, and then one for Earl Robert.
Okay. Okay. Very well. You all arrive in the year 509 at what is still Countess Ellen's court in Sarum. In attendance is Prince Kendric of Wessex, and as the three of you enter into the hall together, you see that Gwent is being shouted at by Prince Kendric, who is perfumed enough that you can smell him from quite a distance, and screaming, "I will have triple vassalage this year! Triple, my good man, and you tell the Countess that immediately. And no, I won't take your ridiculous card game back into my lands. We have chess like civilized people." You also see in attendance Prince Mark from the Western lands and, surprisingly, Sir Brastius, who Kendric recognizes because you've met him before. He is not looking well. He looks like a man who failed his king's duty a decade ago and has had a rough time since then. He's got that real, Oathbreaker paladin looking for redemption look to him for sure.
I mean, the last time I saw him, I think, was in the Cherudran's tent
Yeah, at St. Albans.
At St. Albans. Yeah. And I went, good luck, we're leaving.
Yep. Well, the three of you have your menu. What would you like to do? Drip strips of cinnamon is also here, of course, as always.
Oh yeah, it's on the menu. So yeah. I was going to sample the beverages first, but I thought I'd actually start with some spilled tea.
You want to spill the tea, huh? Okay, make an intrigue roll.
All right. Watch me fail. There's my character. There's so many characters here.
Yeah, we need like a dead folder.
Wow, brutal.
Oh no,
so close.
You tell me how Blodwyn fumbles around trying to get involved in the plots around the court.
Well, I think it's what she usually does, which is she will walk over to like a group of people, stand on the outside, and hopefully, get absorbed in, or like this sort of, and laugh when other people laugh without only having heard like a portion of the joke.
This is really hurtful, James. Yeah. The first half, not the second half. The first half definitely hurts. That's me in high school for sure. I've been seen here with the spotlight. I love the idea that you just keep trying to get involved in Kunaware's goings on, and you're always just out of range of her voice, no matter what you do. Right? Isn't that what's his name's wife? The one we don't talk about anymore?
Yeah.
Hey, you can't say his name now.
The warden of the Western.
Yeah, the warden of the West. Yeah. What a complicated in-joke. Okay, yeah. I think Kendric, Kyned, you both see Blodwyn struggling to get involved in life at court here. There are definitely plots and plans. You're all getting a vibe that people are making a very serious decision on like whether they're going to flee their lands and head north or head west. Based on last year's events of massive political, military, economic failure.
And the death of
the king.
The guy who was the guy who everybody was like, yeah, this dude's he's the king. This guy's gonna be king.
Well,
and then he dies.
Yeah, London needs no king, okay? The steward of London is just good enough to run the whole country.
So I think Kendric is going to start with one of the mains. He's going to go with News from Afar.
News from Afar by Brastius for Brastius. You head over to a hunched over Brastius who is... he has a drink. You're not sure how long it's been there. He's doing that thing where, like, he's hunched over, his hand is locked on the drink, and yet he hasn't ever moved his bicep since you've walked in the door.
I think Kendric walks over with like a piping hot mug of like cider, like a harder cider, and sets it on the table. He says, "Sir Brastius, it has been quite some time since I've seen you."
He looks wearily up at you and says, "I know your face."
Sir Kendric of Pitton.
Kendric of Pitton. Long has it been since we have met?
Yes, it has.
I have in my time heard that you have been crossed between a bear and a wolf. Your actions on the battlefield do you credit, Sir Kendric?
That that is quite the compliment coming from you, Sir Brassius. May I sit down?
Please, these halls are more yours than mine. Glad I would be to have you here.
Kendric will sit.
I have come to speak with your countess. I do not know these young knights. So many were little more than boys when last I wrote these lands. There is a tournament to be held in London next year. Supreme Collegium has finally pulled itself together, and indeed it sounds as if they shall soon have a new member. There will be a non-lethal engagement of knights. A tournament. I understand you held something very similar a few years back.
Indeed.
This one will not be to the death as it was in the old days.
Mm-hmm.
Whosoever wins the tournament will have the blessings of the Supreme Collegium, the greatest knight in the land, perhaps even the greatest king in the land. It is time that we are united against our foes. The Collegium is also meeting to discuss the matter of the sword in the stone. I'm sure that you've heard of it.
I have.
Have thou been to London?
I have. I've seen the sword.
Have you
And the
tested
writing
it?
on it. It did not. I could not draw it.
I do not wish to demean your character or honor, Sir Kendric, but I know the face of the true King of England, for I was there when he was born, and you are not him. The boy is out there somewhere.
Somewhere.
Have you seen the wizard?
Not since I put him on a ship.
Is that a euphemism?
It is not. My compatriots and I escorted him south to a ship, and he has left the island. I have not seen him since, except for dreams.
You see him work his jaw, and for the first time in this entire conversation, he looks up and meets your eyes and says, "So the wizard Merlin is gone from these lands. Do not know whether we are better or worse for his absence."
Merlin is a meddler.
You will
For
find
better-
no
for-
quarrel on that point with me.
Good for some, ill for others. For my part, I would rather be rid of him. Let him meddle in others' affairs. Britons can take care of Britain.
Find no fault in the words you speak, Sir Kendric, but I am drawn to the stories of ancient generals and heroes. Julius Caesar, Alexander. Sometimes they would appear to lose, falter, to fall back in a deception before striking forth anew. A strategy of maneuvering. I worry that when Merlin performs actions that seem contrary to the good of Britain, that it is that he sees the alternatives as being worse. That speaks very poorly of a dark fate we are headed towards. I am deeply troubled by the concept and idea that Merlin is acting in the best interests of Britain, despite it all. Well, I should not darken your halls with troubling words. You know what to pass on to your countess now. Tell me, I have heard that you have had many children since last I met with you. Are they well, sir?
Yes, on the whole, my children are well.
Conversation volume level rises as we fade out. Unless there's anything else you wanted to say to Brastius.
No, Kendric will just talk about his kids for a while.
At the very last thing we hear before it completely fades, he says, "Fancy a game." And he plays Gwent one-handed, his other hand still locked on his mug. I believe that leads us to Kyned.
Kyned will go see Pent and Tonics.
I see. I'm very sorry, guys. I wasn't able to speak entirely in iambic pentameter or in the vernacular of J.R.R. Tolkien's ancient Anglo-Saxon ways. I'm very sorry. I tried to make Brastius sound like he's from a different age.
I mean, he definitely sounded very Lord of the Ringsy.
All right, you go see Pent and Tonics, who are performing their hit song, Drip Strips of Cinnamon. As you're approaching, you can see that they've brought on, like, they've expanded their operations so that they're like a family of 20 plus performers now, and they have like sub stages, you know, so it's not just one set of performers, it's like multiple sets of performers. And as Drip Strips of Cinnamon ends, you can see that there's like a violinist, a guy with a lute, and a guy with a guitar, and they all get together and begin doing a bardcore version of the drop song from Helldivers 2. And the main members of Pent and Tonics, Pent comes over and says, "My lord, your gain for this week, for this year, I should say, my apologies." And he hands you back. Can you roll a d10?
I can.
Okay.
That's a 1.
My apologies, my lord. We traveled far, but as you know, it is dire times across the south. Many do not have much coin to spend when they are preparing themselves to flee north.
Well, perhaps you need this more than I do, then.
We are well set by our travels with you, my lord. Your provenance of us has served us quite well. We are honored to carry your banner, and we would never want you to feel as if your name is not worth what is in this bag to us.
Oh, I appreciate your service. What news of the world?
Make an intrigue roll.
Success, 7 on a 20.
Pent is not a stupid man. Obviously, he's doing well financially here. He has definitely picked up on some things over the years of your communion together. He leans in very close to you and says, "My lord Sir Kyned, would it be correct to say that you are feuding with a certain Lord of London?"
Indeed.
It's my understanding that his heir is within your reach.
I appreciate that.
There are many stories, near and far, I could tell you. How true they are, it would be difficult to say. I would not fill your ear with false words. Instead, I would offer to you this. The scion of those who would be your foe could be made to disappear on your lands. You'd be surprised. The devastation it causes a man to lose a son. Almost like being pricked in the heart. Such things can be made to look like accidents, my lord. A tumble down the stairs? You can hardly be blamed for a drunken youth's ramblings.
I appreciate your initiative but he is married to the daughter of my liege, and so he is safe from me.
Think nothing of what I said then. Instead, I offer you this. He hands you, I don't know that you've ever been clear that they know how to read and write, but he hands you a list of places. It looks like it's towns and villages he's come across, times and days where they are beginning a migration. It sounds like a huge number of people either have, will, or are considering fleeing to what we would call Wales, but like West Cambria. The lands of King Pellinor and such.
Mm-hmm.
Formerly, of course, famously, the lands of a certain king who recently died in battle.
Fleeing to that area?
Yes. Yes, my lord, fleeing to that area. I must tell you, there is a deep concern that the Anglos, the Saxons, and the Jutes will rise this year and ride over the land. Perhaps Cornwall can stand against them. I see that even from here I can see Prince Mark waiting. But I also spy with my eye a very distinct Prince Kenric.
Interesting. Well, I always appreciate the news. And I would also appreciate if you kept my son in the loop if I should not be available.
Is there a British euphemism besides he died from an accidental firearms discharge to represent killing yourself in the medieval era? I think this guy's worried now that you're going to kill yourself. I just don't know what the euphemism is, but yeah. Anyway, whatever it is, he says that to you. Having trouble with your firearms, my lord? Perhaps you should not be cleaning them alone late at night.
He's of age now, and I, want to make sure that he always has friendly faces around.
Of course, my lord. I will do as you say.
It's good to have someone looking out for the next generation.
I should say, my lord, that you yourself look after your children well. Your marriage to your son's marriage to the daughter of a countess is quite a move. I must be honest. It seems above your station to me, but you are a master political operative.
Do the best I can to look out for my family.
Somewhere in your Crusader Kings 3 profile, we see you have a permanent hook on the Countess Ravinichan.
I thought she had the permanent hook on me.
I think you guys have hooks on each other at this point, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah. As we say, for honor, for family.
He gives you a very low bow while doffing his cap, and then withdraws back to begin a second performance of Drips Drips of Cinnamon. Well, who would like to select from this beautiful menu?
We're back around to Blodwyn, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to know what the Countess's words are, but I don't know whether, Blodwyn feels confident enough to go up there on her own just yet. Maybe, yeah, okay. So I guess she'll go to see what the Countess is talking about.
Okay. So, yeah, you head towards the Countess's table, and you find that the way that people get in line is they line up based on their level of status and glory, and you have a surprising number of people that you are given way for, right? Like, you're allowed to go quite far up the line. The Countess sees you and gives you what's it called? A wan smile, just like very kind of tired, and says, Dame Blodwyn, it is good to see you.
Thank you. I thought it proper to come in and check in to see how things are going for the feast and for the year. Is there anything else that we could be doing to be helping?
We need to prepare for a year of triple tribute. I am afraid that we must raise great amount of taxes, levy them from your small and common folk. Whatever productive lands you have, you must work them to their greatest accounting. I will sue for peace with Prince Kendric in the hopes that they will protect us, but unless anyone has a more brilliant and foolproof idea, we need to begin replacing our knights and foot soldiers. I will pay coin to this, Kendric, but not homage. It is not my place. Next year, my son can make his own decisions.
Then we'll need to raise funds for his investiture too, then.
I have begun that process, but yes, all of my vassals will need to, whatever, I forgot what that fee is called, but yeah, you're basically getting super taxed this year. You're getting
a levy?
Yes, you're getting 4 times the normal tax.
Impost?
Yeah, something like that, perhaps.
Shrutin and other lands stand ready to provide what's required. I will see if I can start to smooth. I imagine this won't go over well with all of the court. If I can do anything to help smooth things over, I will.
No. I am certain that you and the rest of the Order of the Axe will do whatever they can. They have been very loyal to me and my son, and I must say, I know you probably did not know your father very well, but I still remember his sacrifice on behalf of his brothers.
He did die before I was born, so...
It was a long time ago.
If any of the knights can't raise the funds, let me know. I have been blessed many times with deep coffers and would cover those that can't cover themselves.
Then I will come to you if we are short. It is very noble of you to offer that, Dame Blood.
I don't want to see anyone's lands face ruination because of this.
She gives you the starting of Gwent battle nod to let you know this conversation's over.
Over. Yep.
All right, Spoon, I guess we're circling back around to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go put it in order with the bishops.
You head over. You see that Archbishop Dubricus is here. He is weighted down by cloth of gold and like a ton of vestiture. He is, I mean, he calls himself the Archbishop, but that's not formally recognized either by Rome or by the local bishops. But he is carrying 2 giant-ass gold croziers with him. And, you know, like, he's old. Like, he's not moving quickly. Ah, my son, have we met before? I do not know your face.
You did me a great service in the years before King Uther's death.
I apologize. My eyes are cloudy. Not seeing as well as I did in my youth. What was your name?
I'm Sir Kendric.
Sir Kendric.
Of Pitton.
Of Pitton. Is Pitton Christian lands?
Yes and no, Bishop. There are Christians who live there.
Of
there
course,
are also pagans who live there.
All of us have such questions about, so many non-Christians wandering about. It can be difficult for good members of the faith.
My wife is a very devout Christian.
Very devout Christian. Well, that is good to hear. Excellent. Excellent. Good news. Good news.
I was wondering, Bishop, if I might procure some church ales for...
Oh, church ales. I actually came here to raise money for the church by selling church ales.
Oh,
So
well, I would be
strange
more
that you
than
would
happy
ask.
to purchase some from
What
you.
can I put you down for? 1 barrel? 2?
How much is it per barrel?
So, like, Cadwy's gonna cover the expenses, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How about 20?
20 barrels?
Yes.
I have to tell you, Sir Kendric, I am here to sell ale, make no mistake about that, but there is something to be said. It is not very Christian to overindulge in excess in drinking.
Yes, of course. I am good friends with the Warden of the West, and as you know, he has.
Yes, I've heard of this man.
Yes, he has a cathedral on his land. I was
Can't quite
planning on
remember
gifting.
his name, but he's very devout Christian, right up until he murdered that woman.
But he did build a fantastic cathedral on his lands, and I was planning on gifting some of that to the knight who is in charge of them now. I was planning on gifting her some of them.
I'm glad to hear you weren't gifting it to that oath-breaking maniac. That would be problematic behavior. The Roman Catholic Church would never stand for problematic behavior.
Yeah. No, it would not.
Very well. And you would never lie to me about where these barrels are going.
No, of course not.
Very well. All right. I will have one of my... Do you read Latin? Do you write Latin?
Extremely poorly.
Your wife is an excellent Christian, though. Does she read?
She is.
Very well. I will have...
I think she does.
To your house. You don't know whether your wife can read or write.
My priest does most of my reading and writing for me.
Oh, you have a personal priest, a Christian priest. Very well.
Yes, my wife has a priest.
Exciting to hear about. Don't meet many pagans who keep a Christian around. Oh,
as I said, my wife is a devout Christian.
Yes. Must be strange marriage indeed. Your children, they're Christian?
Yes, for the most part. They have
been baptized properly so that God will recognize them?
I believe so, yes.
You believe so?
Yes.
I guess I couldn't expect a pagan to know what a baptism looks like. You've never had one. I will make sure that a notarized invoice is sent to your wife and your priest for them to fill out and pay for, and you shall have your 20 barrels, my son. Just know that God watches over all of us, and yes, there is only one true Christian God. Everything else is idolatry and demons. Very well, go now with God, and I wish I could offer you a coupon for heaven.
A plenary
indulgence, but it would be nothing to you.
Thank you for your time, Bishop Tubercus.
So sad God can't recognize you when you arrive in heaven.
And Kendric will depart.
Very well. Kyned, we're around to you.
Kyned will... What is this about Ridichan?
Yeah.
Is the Lady Ridichan here, or...?
Nope.
Nope.
That's the event you want to do.
Yes.
Yeah, so you recognize a messenger bearing her insignia, right? Her personal coat of arms and her the Ridichan official sigilry. And he sees you standing nearby and recognizes you and says, "My God, you're him from the songs, aren't you, Sir Kyned?"
I am indeed.
You in that basement. I will admit, the first time I heard the song, I cried manly tears into my wine. Manly tears.
Your champion put on a great fight. It was a pleasure to fight beside him.
What was it like growing angelic wings as you soared over the top of the battlements in order to meet Sir Kendric, who had been flung by a catapult? And then as the two of you collided in the air, you both swept out your weapons and chopped off the evil bandit's head. Somehow, in your mind, you're imagining a Bollywood recreation of the situation.
It wasn't quite like that, but it was. It is definitely the most furious battle that I've ever been in, and I've been in a few.
Well, are you good friends with the Countess of Salisbury, Helen?
I am.
Just, I've been having trouble making my way into the line. I am not a knight. I'm a squire myself, and sorry, he said esquire, not squire. Just to be clear, he is a, noble courtier, not
he's a landholder.
Yeah, I have been pushed to the back of the line enough times as more and more people arrive for the feast. I was hoping to make my way to the Countess, but it's clear that it will be hours before that happens, if at all. Is there any chance I can entrust this letter into your care? It is the warm regards of my Countess for yours, on behalf of her son being ennobled.
Of course, I'm happy to deliver it.
He formally withdraws a sealed and waxed package, like a really fat letter, and hands it over to you with a bow and says, "My appreciation for your service, Sir Kyned."
Anytime. I'm always happy to enhance the relations between my son's family and ours.
Well, her daughter has been married into your family. You are one
Exactly.
now.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right, I will ensure that the Countess gets this. But please, enjoy the feasting, and if you like entertainment, please see the good gentleman pentatonics.
Oh, I've been over there. I've been listening to their tavern songs. So strange and modern, their music.
I'm quite proud of them.
I prefer the classics. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? The British paratroopers song from World War II, Blood on the Risers. Good classic British songs, not like this new stuff. I heard that Taylor Swift's entering a new musical era soon. Couldn't care less. As he says that, the scene fades, and I guess we're back to Blodwyn.
So I think with what if... Well, okay. We don't have to do things on the menu, do we?
No one's forcing you to go to do things.
Okay. I would like to speak to Michael, who is the head of the mercenaries that Wigan originally brought in.
Yes, of course. He's now a cavalryman, right? I believe you secured horses for all. Yeah.
Yes, and he has a charge that the rest have Ramses.
Yes. So he has adopted the title of Miles, which is the Roman term for a not exactly a noble. It's like a equites or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like
okay.
A dude who rides on a horse and is
which is basically the Roman term for knight, effectively.
Yes.
Yeah, knights then are cavalry. Yeah. Good sir, how are you?
My lady, I find myself well at today's feast. It is an honor to have been invited into both your presence and the presence of those here. My kind are not often allowed into halls such as rich as Sarum.
I mean,
Not normally without a sword in hand.
You fought just as bravely as any knight at the Battle of Netley Marsh, and so there's no reason that you should not be welcome here.
I think it is no surprise to anyone that our loyalty is for sale. You are the one who we have sold it to, but some are uncomfortable with the idea of that.
I understand. It's actually the battle I wanted to talk to you about because obviously things didn't go well, and I know that you lost men.
Yes.
I would like you to do whatever is required to replace those numbers, and I would like to fund their equipment to the requirements to basically bring in new soldiers into your group to replace those that were lost.
How judicious should we be in recruitment?
I mean, I think getting back to your original number as a minimum is a good starting point. I think that you lost 7 men at the battle, nearly a third of your number, or more than a third of your number. So
there have been rumors that there are guardsmen in the town of Pitton that are looking to retire soon. Oh, Kendric was like, "Ooh, what are they talking about Pitton for?" Previously, cavalry have been recruited from that city. I suspect that, or, well, he would say large town. I suspect that we might be able to find more who wish to follow in their path.
For those who are retiring and seek further employment, then that is perfect. I don't want to see any part of Salisbury diminished by having men bribed away from walls they need to stand. So I'd rather we do this right than fast. But I wanted to make sure that you knew that I would be supportive of recovering your numbers.
I can send a contingent to Salisbury or
Silchester?
Silchester, but I think you might have better luck if we were to go as far as London. There are a number of people who are of mercenary mind and noble temperament who are about to flee the area and might wish for a place to sleep at night.
Then perhaps London it shall be.
I will prepare some of my men to travel with me, and I will go myself to find men of character who might be worthy to serve you.
Thank you. Please make sure that your men find accommodations that are befitting of their good station. Send me the bill.
Right, but what he's thinking is a stable will work fine. We can sleep in hay. Not our first rodeo, literally.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. James ordered off menu. This is madness. Don't you understand? I made the menu to bring order. Now I sit here in my garden looking out on a grateful universe. That's to you, Spoon. If there's anything you'd like to order on or off the menu.
I think I'll go on menu. I'm going to go talk to Robert.
Very well. You find Robert, he is not seated, he is standing, and all the people who have business in the court are going to see the Countess, and all of the people who are seeking personal gain socially have gathered around Robert and are attempting to flatter or court him in some way. And you can tell that he's kind of fed up with it by now. Like, you've waited for this for so long. Like, early on, he was very flattered by the attention, and now he's like, oh, this is what it's going to be like every year, huh? Okay, well, fuck this shit. He does not appear to share his father's joviality for life and for court. He sees you approaching and uses it as a chance to extricate himself and says, if you will excuse me, gentlemen, ladies, I must speak with my admiral. I see that he comes to me with some alacrity in his eye. And then he grabs your arm and pulls you aside into the room you normally meet with the Countess with, and flops down in the chair looking like he's exhausted. You can see he's got sweat stains at his pits. I have been standing for hours, Sir Kendric, and I greatly appreciate your approach and arrival. But if you have business to discuss with me, can it wait until after I have had a cool ale?
That is quite all right, my lord.
So he leans out the door and sends the page at the door to go bring him an ale or something.
I think Kendric goes, make it two.
And bring me the breastplate stretcher.
Gods, I was strong then.
So Kendric, I was hoping, well, they say that who you are knighted by is one of the most important things. The lineage of knighthood is one that is understood to be of great importance. To be knighted by a powerful noble or a king is, of course, very sought after. But a great knight like Ambrosius or Pellinor is also sought after. I can think of no knight greater than you in my lands, save one. Might I ask the honor that you be the one who knights me this year? That's right, motherfucker. I got you at the crosshairs.
Yeah, I'm out. I should like to do nothing better than to be the knight who raises you to our ranks. But there is something else that I have been called to do.
He turns in his seat to fully face you with that, the fuck did you say? Look and say, there is something more important for you this year than the investment of your lord. You say it would honor you, and yet, what could be more important? Are you in danger, Sir Kendric? Are your lands or family under threat?
Believe they may be. I received a message from the King of Somerset.
Summerland?
Summerland, sorry.
King of Somerset is Adam Steiner.
The King of Summerland.
King Cadwy.
Yes. And he...
The Sorcerer King, if I recall correctly. They say he is older than the concept of knighthood himself.
That is what they say. Myself and the Order have been friendly with him, and he has granted us several boons, and he has imparted me with knowledge that I will be called elsewhere during your knighting ceremony. So while I would not like for nothing more than to be there, not only for you, but my son will also be raised to knighthood this year as well. But I believe for the good of the realm and for the good of the county and its people that I must be elsewhere.
He springs up out of his chair and goes to look out at a window to gaze out into the darkness and say, "It concerns me that in what might be one of the most important matters of my honor and of my rule, one of my knights finds himself indebted to a ruler of another land. And I am also deeply troubled by the idea of this. You say King Cadwy is certain. It is a prophecy, then.
He referred to it as an oracle, yes.
Such things are not the Christian way. There are few visions from God and no prophets that remain, according to the good book. This is troubling, but I do not just rule Christians. I also rule men like yourselves and others who follow different gods, different beliefs. If you believe that this is a more important thing, something that is at the edge of danger for you and your family, I would not stand in the way of it, but I can only say that I am concerned by the timing of all of it. It seems that something moves with a purpose beyond my sight.
Indeed. If I may, my lord, if you are concerned that will be missing, perhaps a token of both mine and the order's loyalty and fealty to you might be wise to display at your knighting ceremony.
Perhaps. There is a great knight in these lands who has mentored me. I feel quite close to him, but it is unfortunate. Even though he is an Order of the Axe member, I cannot be seen to be knighted by him. He has committed a great crime against Christendom.
I had something else in mind, my lord.
What do you have in mind?
And I think Kendric will pull out of his belt pouch a sword belt that, very much like the one he gifted to Guigan, has metal, large metal plates. All of these, well, all but one or two of these is empty, signifying that, Earl Robert has deeds yet to be done. But on the front two, next to the buckles, there is the heraldry of Salisbury, the blue and yellow striped shield, and then on the other side there is the symbol of the Order of the Axe.
By carrying this, are you investing me as a member of your order?
At the very least, an honorary one, if you would like to be one.
I
Earl
would be
Robert.
honored to be an honorary member, but it would seem circumspect to owe loyalty to myself. It certainly would not be the first time in noble history that a noble is required to swear unto themselves, but I am the liege lord of the leader of the Order of the Axe, am I not?
You are.
Well,
Or you, at the very least, you will be.
then it seems that I enter into a complicated relationship, but feudalism can be a very interesting chain with many links in it. I am honored to accept this, and I will have it placed upon me during my formal investiture.
The honor is mine, my lord.
If I were to ask you who you believe the greatest knight of Salisbury is, who would you name? Knowing that I must walk a careful line politically, and that the one that I might wish cannot be. Also, we just can't say his name because of the fourth wall thing.
Yes, yes. I would think if I cannot be there and there are other complications with that choice, perhaps Sir Leo would be a good choice. He is a pious and just knight. He is known to be fair to all. I would choose Sir Leo.
Then I shall choose Sir Leo. At that moment, the page bursts in with 2 beers.
They're like, Jesus, this is taking forever.
Sorry, Sir Kendric.
And Kendrick will take one and give the other to Earl Robert.
Yeah. The 2 of you drink for a time and talk about old friends who can't be mentioned on screen. Well, Glimo, is there something you'd like to do?
Yes.
Yes?
What is going on with my old nemesis?
You mean Squire Quintus?
Yes.
All right, this is our last scene before the break. So
When you have many nemesis, just saying.
what?
So, yeah, Glimo has many nemesis. So
Okay, that is true.
At least two. At least two.
You see that he is wearing like a centuries old Roman toga. He's got a laurel wreath on, and he's gotten a tattoo with the Latin U symbol on each of his shoulders. And he's like buff now. Like he spent all year working out so that he can fit in around all these knights who are absolutely jacked compared to him. Physician Quintus is looking better than the last time you saw him, which is when he was being treated like an unwelcome dog, but worse than the first time you saw him, which is when he was in the height of his wealth and power. But he's definitely ripped now, for sure. He's got that... He's not old, per se. He's middle-aged, but he's got that old man strength look about him, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And when I say that, I don't mean like when someone was like, yeah, Mike Tyson can beat a guy 60 years younger than him. I mean old man strength like a dude who goes to the gym every day. Sir Kyned, please, come, sit. He gestures next to him and then sits down himself. You can see people nearby are like, ooh, what's happening here? Drama llama llama. And a gathering of courtiers begins to encircle both of you at the table.
Kyned will take a seat.
Ours is a complicated relationship, Sir Kyned.
Didn't realize that we had much of a relationship, but I suppose.
Come now, we've clashed minds a time or two, I would say.
What can I do for you, Quintus?
There is nothing you can do for me. I do not require your
very well.
services. I speak to you out of cordiality and courtliness. Are we not both, to some extent, officers of young Robert's court?
If you say so.
There is much that I can advise the boy on, as his butler.
His butler.
His butler, yes. They say
Excellent.
that those who are closest to men in power know things and can arrange for things that others cannot. You would be
Excellent.
surprised what a butler can and cannot do.
Well, sir, to your health.
Wow, what kind of super shitty thing can I say to you that's the equivalent of saying bless your heart in the South? May your health be ever in my thoughts, Sir Kyned. I am a physician and a healer, and I hope that one day you receive the level of care that I would wish for you. Sorry, I'm not J.R.R. Tolkien. I can't improv. I don't like half of you half as much as I should like. I don't like half of you half as well as you deserve. Is there anything you want to do to this guy? Like any snide insults or witty repartee, or just arrange for someone to kill him finally? Or
Oh, absolutely. The last one.
okay. All right, make an intrigue roll. I'm going to ask for a -5 because, you know, it's public and it's at a feast, but you can definitely arrange for someone to have him killed in the next few minutes.
That's a success.
Okay. All right. Yeah. A few minutes later, we see Quintus standing with a bunch of like extremely low level nobles and like very rich merchants. They're all laughing together, and then one of the members of Tonics like stumbles off the stage and collides with him, and then very subtly pushes him full force into the fireplace. Quintus trips into it. Oh! His toga catches fire. Ah! The whole feast is stopped on a dime right there. People pull him out. Quintus is like burned badly, so badly. Like a nearby page is just like, what's that smell? It smells like roast pork in here. And then he comes around a corner and sees Quintus and goes, ah! And then more and more people are coming over because they hear more screaming now. And yeah, like even if Quintus survives tonight,
is that only physician Quintus would have been skilled enough to save him?
yes, only physician Quintus would have been skilled enough to save him from these birds. The member of Pentatonics is harshly criticized, but everyone saw it. It was a complete accident. No way, nothing could have prevented it. And then people start talking about fireplace safety laws, and Earl Robert promises that when he is raised to his position, he will see about having steel grids placed over all the fireplaces to protect people. He's going to call it the Quintus Law in honor of his most favored courtier. We're going to go on break now with that outright blatant murder.
Yeah, murder. Oh, man.
We'll be back in about 5 minutes for the second third. We're back for that middle half. What do you guys want to do? I got 2 free hours. What do you guys feel like doing?
The winter phase? No, just kidding.
We might do winter phase today.
Yeah, I mean, so I think oh man, yeah, because Kendric has to miss his son's knighting ceremony. So I think he's gonna go talk to him. It doesn't necessarily need to be a scene, but you know, he'll talk with his son and explain the situation. It's probably not going to help, but
sometimes when a daddy and a mommy love it. Oh, you mean
Well, Elfin's brother is also being knighted.
a lot of people at this knighting thing this year. That's crazy.
Yeah, Bronwyn's going to be 21.
Well, I mean, Kendrick specifically delayed Tathan's knighting for this purpose.
Devastating. Imagine your dad being like, I don't want you to upstage my boss. I need you to hold back until he's a knight first.
Well, it was so they would be knighted together.
Together, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but it's going to be the Robert show for sure.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, but like, so that Tathan can be like, yes, I was knighted the same year as Sir Robert or Earl Robert,
at the same ceremony,
to really lock in the loyalty of the next generation.
When all the guests had left. Yeah, I have this problem. I have this real life problem where in Australia, Father's Day is the first Sunday of September, but my son's birthday is the 5th of September. So often, Father's Day is at a very close room, and you can bet which one takes precedence.
Yeah. Yeah. What was I going to say?
Well, I just want to remind people, James, we're good to play next week, right?
Why wouldn't next week be a problem? Why would next week be a problem?
Oh, nothing. It's just I wanted to make sure that because Australia is one day ahead of us, that you remember the 21st of September. Sorry, I just like that song. And
We literally
to be clear, the 21st of September only comes once a year, like Christmas.
on our calendar for that we have "Do you remember" written on our calendar for on the 21st.
Nice.
It is the morning of October the 10th.
Let's see. Is there anything else I want to do? Oh, I do need to make a roll for to find a betrothal for Dathan.
Sure.
I'm at a plus 11 now.
Doesn't that happen at the end of the year?
I mean, yeah, but we've been doing it whenever.
Yeah, but he might have to role play smoothing over some social faux pas with the Countess. So in case he rolls low and then rolls poorly in the courtesy roll.
Yeah.
You might not be alive at the end of the year. I want to hold off for this.
Do I get to maintain my plus 11 bonus?
I mean, it's your father's plus 11 bonus
Yeah,
if Tathan's making it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what I want to make it.
Look, I understand, but there's a lot of things your son inherits, but your plus 11 bonus isn't one of them.
Well, but that's why I want to roll it now.
Yes, I understand that is why you want to roll it now, but I'm not going to let you.
Okay, all right.
We've gone around this circle twice now.
Let me delete this dice code.
This dice roll that you've got queued up on the assumption I'd let you do it? No.
Oh, I completely forgot when we went on break. I have to give Ridishan's message to the Countess.
Yes, that can happen off camera.
Yeah, and Kendric would also give Brastius's message to the Countess.
Yep, off camera.
Yep. Yeah, I think I'm good until the knighting ceremony.
Very well.
And Kendric going to
we teleport forward to the
hell.
knighting ceremony. Kyned, you find out about this in your position as spy master. The Countess is stalling politically across the board on all affairs until her son is invested as the Earl. And she is going deep into the personal pockets of herself, her lands, her son's lands. And then, of course, because of the triple payment this year, she's trying to figure out a way to break it to the knights in such a way that it's not going to be like, oh yeah, and you have to pay triple taxes this year, in a way that the tribute will be devastating to people. But you find out that Robert is working against his mother. So she is gathering the money needed for his knighting ceremony, and he has diverted the convoys of that money to join the convoys of the tribute money. He's basically giving away his own ceremonies, like fancification, on behalf of the people of Salisbury.
Rock on, Roberts.
Right, but no one knows about it, not even the Countess. Only you and Robert know about it. And of course, at some point in the next few weeks, the Countess is going to go, where are the silver spoons that I ordered and paid for? Where are all the flowers that I ordered from London?
I think Kyned will go and see Robert.
Okay. Have you ever actually met with Robert?
Not one-on-one.
Yeah, I don't think so. You meet Robert in the same room you normally meet with his mother in. He is seated with one leg thrown over the arm of the chair and is doing that thing that kids can do where they're like seated sideways in a way that you'd be like, if I did that, my back would be in excruciating pain. He's just like, Sir Kyned, I understand you wish to speak to me.
Lord.
You have served as a spy master for my family for almost as long as I've been alive, and I'm deeply appreciative of your efforts.
Oh, I thank you very much.
Is there something of concern you need to speak to me about?
It's a bit of a delicate matter, my lord. As you did point out, I am the spy master, so there's not much that happens in this kingdom that escapes my notice.
Indeed.
I cannot express enough how admiring I am about what you're trying to do monetarily. However, it puts me in an awkward position, given that until next month, my loyalty is to your mother, and she doesn't know. And even if I don't tell her, she's going to find out in the next couple weeks when things don't arrive.
I understand. Can you unspend a coin after it has arrived in another's hand?
Not easily.
And it would seem that everything is already in motion. There is no way to stop what I have done. So, if you wish to serve in the way that you have promised, it would seem that you must go to Countess and inform her of what has happened. That would be following your oaths, as you understand them, would it not?
It is, but I also am hoping to continue being of service, so I wanted to, should you want it, allow you the opportunity to break this news yourself instead of me breaking it.
I knew I would need to have this conversation sooner or later. I will speak with my mother.
Very well, my lord.
I appreciate your understanding in this matter and your loyalty to the seat.
I appreciate the extreme sacrifice you're making on behalf of all of us.
Over-exaggerated. It is no extreme sacrifice. I will be knighted as any other knight has been. Surely there are knights who were squires who were knighted in slop and squalor, and yet they serve just as well as I will.
I think Kyned is thinking very closely about his own circumstances and bows far deeper than he needs to as he withdraws.
Okay. There's some raised voices if you wish to drop some eaves. What did you
Why
hear? Raised voices? I ain't been dropping no eaves, Mr. Gandalf. Little late for trimming the verge, don't you think? Okay. Shall we do Robert's ceremony then?
Let's do it.
Okay. He has an exceedingly normal knighting ceremony. Perhaps the most impressive part about it is the huge number of people who all got knighted at the same time as him. Whether they are a year too young or a year too old, a number of people held back so that they might be knighted. Tathan, of course, among them. However, there is one great knight whose non-presence is noted. And given the fact that none of his family members can rightly say where he is or what he's doing, it is wondered if this is an insult on behalf of the Admiral towards his new lord. But the knighting ceremony is otherwise uneventful. Now, it says to run this as a court scene, but we literally just had a court scene, so I don't know that we really need to do that. The local bishop and many of the priests attend. The Countess of Ridichan attends herself, as well as Sir Ufo. The investiture of the Earl to his seat is incomplete. If Quintus was here, he could explain why, but unfortunately the court sage is dead. So The Earl sets out to ride through all of his territories to see and be seen, and he begins his first progress with his new progress knights, his household knights, and sends his vassals away from the ceremony so that they might be ready to meet him and put up his household. So as you watch, he basically rides out with about 40 knights, including Tathan, who has been invited on the progress. And those knights, many of them bring wives or whores, and of course, squires, pages, sons and daughters.
Did the existing progress knights stay on?
Yes, the existing but there were not many progress knights who were invested, right? The Countess was she never went on progresses, so the only progress knight you know of is that old nasty drunk who was saying weird crap a couple years ago.
Mifi is
right?
a progress knight.
Yeah, so
yes.
we all have at least one, and I have.
Yeah, there's
I have
not that
two,
many,
I
though.
believe.
You know what I mean? Like, I believe my list has less than 10 people on it.
Yeah, and most of those, or well, at least 3 of them are from, or 4 of them are from us.
Yeah, so Robert he hasn't invested them as progress knights, but everyone who got knighted at his ceremony is going with him this year as his guest.
Yeah.
While he goes and progresses.
Nice.
All right, so everyone who attends gets 10 glory.
You'll notice I'm not moving.
Yeah, appreciate that. You
Do so Bronwyn, my nephew, is do I get 20 glory for him being on progress?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Spoon, spoon, spoon. What can I say about Kendric? It's his time, isn't it?
Is it?
He rides out alone. First into Silchester and then down south through the road to the intersection where Silchester, Salisbury, and Hampshire meet. He continues to ride through a storm to the top end of the Ilchin River, which surprises him since these are lands that have recently been purchased by a court sage, the physician Quintus, and yet with his death, they're back on the market. You even see a little realtor's sign outside. You ride to the top of a nearby hill where you see...
Century 6?
It's Blackrock, actually. It's the literal words. You ride to the top of a hill, which is surprisingly flat up here and has a commanding view of the nearby woods and the river. And you see that there is some strange assortment of stones. Not knowing who or what or why you're waiting, you set down to camp for the night. And after a time, you notice that you've nodded off at your fire. It is nighttime. Rain is pouring all around you. The fire is dead. And you are seated on some sort of stone plinth that wasn't there before. Like a large round foundation has been built underneath you, or maybe you've been moved somehow. The fire seems to have just gone out because you can still see like a little bit of smoke coming out, and you hear the hiss as the rain hits it. 6 large stone statues are near you, but in the darkness with no flame, you can't see the faces that are upon them. But you start suddenly when you notice that behind you, like you're turning around looking, there's someone who's been standing there unmoving in a cloak.
I think Kendric will reach for his sword.
Okay, you reach for your sword.
And they'll put he'll do he'll thing where he draws like the first couple of inches.
Yeah.
And says, "Who goes there?"
You hear a strangely muted and muffled voice say, "It is someone you do not expect, Sir Kendric. I believe you were warned. Does a true knight often draw steel on travelers?"
When they sneak up behind him, announce yourself, stranger.
The stranger holds forth a torch, and as they pull back their hood, you see King Cadby is standing there. You notice that while he has a torch out, no rain falls upon him.
Yeah. Kendric will like click his sword back into its scabbard. It says, "Apologies, Your Majesty. I did not know it was you I would be meeting."
I did not know it was you that I would be meeting. In a way, I have always been here waiting for you. You seem confused.
It was you who told me to come here.
It is indeed.
What is this? What is this place?
Better question is not what it is, but what it will be.
And what is that?
Honor. You stand amidst the ruin of achievements. A circle unbroken.
Might I borrow your torch?
He hands you the torch. You notice that no rain falls on him, but it still falls on you.
Yeah. I will go around to each of the 6. Like, are they like standing stones or are they statues? So I'll go around
As
to
you
each
get
of them.
closer, they are statues. You begin to hear voices in your head as you raise the torch, and you see that you're standing before a massive stone plinth that's carved to look like a wain of Shrewton. And you can hear strange whisperings in the back of your mind.
He'll go to the next one.
There is a carved image of King Pellinor, looking
Pellinor.
old, very old, decades older than you know him now.
Owain and Pellinor. Okay, I'll go to the next one.
Dame Titania, looking
What?
like she did the last time you saw her a year before her death.
Yeah. Okay. And Owain looks like like when I knew him in life.
Yes, the last time you saw him before he was smushed.
Yeah, well, before he got
He is in his
skewered.
armor in the image that you see. Yeah.
And then what's the next one?
King Oberon.
King Oberon. What is happening? Okay. Okay. And then the next one?
You don't recognize this man at first because he's not a man. He has the pointed ears and the sharpened fangs of an elf. But after a few moments of looking, you see something in the face that you maybe recognize, and you come to realize that this is Herod of Laverton. He does not look as he did either in life or in death, and you were there for his funeral.
Then who is the last one?
You don't recognize the last person, but they are a grand and majestic king, and they wear a mighty crown. You hear a voice in your head, and then you hear from all around you cries from individuals. Cadwy steps next to you and says, "Inside the table circle, under the sacred sword, a knight must follow the code that is unending. Unending is the table. A ring by honor bound." He reaches under a cloak and he pulls out a shining sword that seems magical in some way, beyond the fact that it glints with a light beyond your torchlight. He says, "Kneel."
Kendric will kneel.
As you do, Cadway's face changes to look like the man on the statue behind him. And he says, "A knight is sworn to valor."
A knight is valorous.
His heart knows only virtue, and as you look... Oh, sorry, I did that wrong. Sorry.
You did. You
Yes,
did. You
I
fucked
did.
up.
Sorry, his
You
face
fuck- you spent-
changes. And it's a Wayne, James.
Okay.
His heart knows only virtue.
Sorry, I fucked up really
So,
badly.
yeah,
Don't
that's
worry,
it,
Glimo,
yeah.
I'll get yours right. His
Uh,
face changes to an. Oh, yes, you do.
Yes, and he'll
I'm
say,
fucking
a
this one
knight,
up bad, guys.
a knight is virtuous.
Don't worry, I spent months prepping for this one just to fucking absolutely nail it at the end. Cut it on the YouTube version. I don't know about that, man. His face changes once again to look like an aged King Pellinor, who says in a sing-song way, "His blade defends the helpless."
A knight defends the weak.
Dame Titania appears and says, "His might upholds the weak."
Might for right.
Oberon appears and says, "The ceremony is a farce. You belong to me."
Only after death.
A true Fey knight knows that his word speaks only truth.
A knight speaks truth.
Oberon morphs into the form of Harad.
His wrath undoes the wicked.
A knight dispenses justice.
They change back into Cadwy. The right can never die if one man still recalls. The words are not forgotten if one voice speaks them clear. The code forever shines. One holds right in their heart. He then taps you on the shoulder twice and says, "Arise, knight of the old codes."
Do I recognize the sword that he's wielding?
There is something familiar about it. You recall that Merlin has said that the sword that chooses kings can change its form, but a sword that perhaps selects knights might have a different form.
Kendric will get to his feet. Thank you, Your Majesty.
There are many who are knights. I remember when it was not so. And there are many among the Fae who look down on the knighthood and chivalry of the Isles of Britain. But even among the Celtic people and the Brythonic waves, I still see some pale echo. The ancient times when the fairies protected this land. You are now the dispenser of their justice. Know that these codes walk with you, and they will abandon you should you break any one of them. To lie, to raise an unjust hand, to not go to the merciful aid of another, these are no honors but a weight around you that prove your honor.
I shall do my best to uphold them.
You suddenly wake. You are sitting, looking at the morning sun. You're lying down on Quintus's land. Your fire is still going strong where you left it last night.
I think Kendric will take a moment to consider what he has seen. And then he will pack up and head back to his lands to finish inscribing the old codes of chivalry on the standing stones that he raised.
Cool. Part of the way on your journey, you once more meet with someone you didn't expect.
Mhm.
You take a blind corner around a forest, and you run into a man in front of you wearing a sort of short tunic and some sort of strange, like, white and red colored helm that only covers part of the front of his face. And you're seeing him from behind. You hear him just like saying something, going like, "No one hears a word they say. Has a memory gone? Are you feeling them?" As you're approaching him from behind, you can see the back of his shirt in Latin says, Greedo shot first.
Kendric will hop is a greetings, traveler. What
Right.
is
Merlin removes his Beats by Dre and goes, "Oh, no traveler here, Kendric. We're going in the same direction."
so you've returned to Britain then?
Yeah. Did I ever really leave?
Yes. I watched you get on a boat.
Which direction did I go?
South.
Forward or backward? Ooh, didn't think about that one, did you?
Where are you going?
Where are you going?
I'm going back to my lands at Pitton.
I'm going backwards. He says, riding forwards.
Yeah. Well, best of luck to you, I suppose. Where are you going?
To the past. Can't wait to see you for the first time. You were nicer then.
Yeah. Oh, okay. What does this version of him look like?
It looks like the William Pappenton Noble Knight.
So kind of like he looked when we first met him.
Yeah, exactly.
Like old man. Yeah.
Yeah. You get
Well,
it. They're traveling in different directions in time.
Yeah.
All the different Merlins.
Well, wherever you've been, or wherever it is you're going,
Oh, I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere.
I wish you. Well, I don't wish you good fortune, but I don't wish you any
good
ill
fortune.
either. Thank you.
I know how it's going to end.
Well, farewell then.
I know you're happy to see Tathan raised up.
I am.
He's not the only boy who will become a knight soon. Remember that a boy has a right to dream. It's very important, Sir Kendric. A boy has a right to dream before he becomes a man.
I'll remember that.
All right, we're going the same direction, but no one is the say. I'm about to get copyright struck by Duran Duran for sure. They don't put out a song for 20 years, and then it's all I can think about. Earl Robert is in command at the Christmas court this year for the first time. He is young, eager, and ready to work, but to what end? Circumstances are dark, and his mother has bankrupted the country in an attempt to keep the county strong. You three are summoned to his personal council as he stands before a map of Britain. I have lived all of my life in Salisbury, and never spent a day outside of it. Even when I rode with Nauntiliode, it was through my own lands. What do you know about Britain that I do not? Yes, this is the end of Act 2 recap. Where have you been and what have you done? Except you, Blodwyn. I'm not trying to downplay you because you're a woman. It's because you haven't gone anywhere and been in any major fights. It's no offense.
Other than the same ones that he's been in. Oh.
help me recap everything that's happened while you yourself, your personal knight that you are right now, your character has been alive, so that you remember how far we've come.
Well, should I go first, or?
You certainly have the most years of service out of anyone in this room, which is a very kind way of saying that you're quite old.
I served your father. My companions and I retrieved the sword Excalibur for the wizard Merlin, who presented it to Uther. We feuded with Sir Blaine's and Silchester. We fought and killed the Duke of Cornwall.
But
We
you killed
opposed
the Duke of Cornwall.
Yes, I did. But my compatriot, well, some of my compatriots were with me in that venture. I was accused of treason, found innocent. I rode north with your father and saved his life in an ambush at Aberrackham.
I've heard that story many times.
We were named as ambassadors to Estragales, where we stopped a traitor from killing the rightful king and slew him in turn and put the rightful king, or the son of the rightful kings, Sir Dirac, on the throne. I rode with your father in many battles.
Waiter, hey you, see
Which
this?
was the Battle of St. Albans, where we were victorious, but through treachery, King Uther and many of the nobles of the land were slain. We safeguarded the county through the leaderless anarchy, keeping the treasury afloat at times, wielding swords, making sure that the knights of Salisbury stayed together.
Sometimes it cost blood of families. The early days of the anarchy were very difficult.
Is that what they'll call this age? The age of anarchy? I wonder what they'll call the next age. The age of Robert, perhaps.
We kept Salisbury strong. We aided our neighbors. We freed the county of Ridichan from its bandit overlords. We fought for and against Cornwall in the southwest. Sir Kyned rode to London in defense of that city.
Didn't go so well. Don't recommend it.
You can see that he's jotting something down on a piece of paper and then says, he tears it off and goes outside the door to a page and says, let's get my mother and some of her handmaidens preparing embroidery with this written on it.
We fought for King Nanteliod.
Yes, well, I fear that we've now reached the part of the story that I have personally experienced.
Yes.
What would you say is the biggest threat to Salisbury at this moment?
Saxons.
Probably the Saxons.
Not the Cornwall.
I mean, they are definitely a threat, but
They have allied themselves with the Saxons, or at the very least, they have joined hands.
then they are the same threat then.
I think that is a ill mistake to make. If my good friend Physician Ilchin was here, I'm sure he would say that the enemy of my enemy is not necessarily my friend, but something I can use to an end. I do not believe that just because two groups were aligned once means that they are joined in true alliance at any time.
I would say that we have more in common with the Kingdom of Cornwall than we do with any Saxon.
So you believe I should sue for peace with them when they come? Because they are coming.
I would think that if we can maintain peace with the Cornish, we should do so.
What does
Because
the
the
Chaos
Saxons
Gods have to do with this?
The Saxons will kill us all. Whereas
Here's my problem with that. If we align ourselves with Cornwall, now we are the front lines of the Saxon war still, but Cornwall occupies our lands. We are less free, and yet we still have the same level of threat, even if there are more shoulders to bear the weight.
I don't recommend paying homage to any lord.
I
Salisbury
intend
has
to bear
stood.
homage to the true king of Britain if one can be found, but if not, I must protect my people.
Salisbury has stood for the last 14 years on
My
its
mother
own.
has done well to keep the Saxons away from us politically, but they are angry now, and they know that we have fewer knights and no leaders. I
There is
do
a
not
void.
believe that even her masterful manipulations will be able to keep us free any longer. We must prepare ourselves for the inevitability that we need to choose a master, and soon, or one will be chosen for us. I intend to go to the tournament in London and see if perhaps we can gather enough knights to ride out from London to the south and take battle to the Saxons. But if not, we need to be having a hard discussion about who we will bow allegiance to. If a true king could be found, I would follow them to the ends of the world.
As would I.
But if a true king could be found, they would have withdrawn the sword a long time ago. I have little faith in such tricks. It would take, he turns and looks directly at the camera, a miracle. Dame Blodwyn, Sir Kyned, the two of you have been uncharacteristically silent, although perhaps that's just Sir Kyned. I'm afraid I don't know you very well, Dame Blodwyn. Perhaps you're being characteristically silent.
A lot of what has been said, not just here tonight, but in Britain in general, I hear these talk about if a true king could be found. Britain is disjointed. Different kings seek to stake their claim. Nobody has the college's support. If you ask what is the greatest threat to Salisbury, I think that the Saxons and Cornwall are only a threat because we are ununified. That we can't make allies without expectation of homage or fealty. We can sit here waiting for a miracle. Otherwise, perhaps we do need to try and find one person to rally around, and we can't wait for God to show us who that person should be.
I
It's
think
been, what, 10 years since Oh, how long has it been?
14
14 years. So,
since St. Albans. And I think Kendric will like clap Blodwyn on the shoulder and say, "The wisdom of youth. She speaks the truth."
We have good relations with our neighbors. Somerset, Ridichan, and Silchester have all been allies to us, and all have a reason to have. They all have their strengths. I would recommend seeing what formal allegiance could be drawn up between our friendly neighbors, not offering or expecting fealty from anyone, just trying to band together to weather these storms.
I do not deny what you say, Sir Kyned. Only my heart is troubled. We cannot move far outside our own lands without leaving ourselves open to threat. Summerland is in the same situation. They face the full might of Cornwall's wrath year after year now as they continue to resist, but now they do so without Nantleod's backing. Silchester is the front line of the war against almost all of the Saxon armies, especially with the Count of Huntington having offered homage, 5 years ago, to Angles and Jutes.
Indeed.
Yes.
That only leaves Ridichan at our back, able to commit to any one of these kingdoms in full. And even then, they are barely piecing themselves together after the bandit incident. If they commit their full might to us, who knows who might stab them in the back? You asked 3 drowning men to join hands as they go to the bottom. You're my admiral, are you not? Can 3 drowning men float once again if they work together? Or are they all equally doomed to the bottom? I do not wish to seem hopeless, but we must be realistic about our chances here. I'm afraid that what we need is a miracle, and yet we cannot act in any way except what has been prescribed to us by God and by our position as knights. Well,
There are no easy answers, my lord.
I have at least one easy answer for us. What we shall be feasting on this Christmas night. The one Saxon chef has defected to our side and brought with him a meat known as fricadelle. This chef by the name of James, I've given him the name James Salisbury. So I shall treat this German fricadelle, the Saxon fricadelle, as a steak of Salisbury. Indeed, he tells me that for health
Salisbury
concerns...
steak.
Well, Salisbury steak, what a fantastic name for it. He says that if one wishes to be in good health, one should eat only meat and less vegetables. My mother does not approve, but I do wish to listen to the wise and sagacious across the land who have different opinions, so perhaps I shall try a diet of this steak of Salisbury for a while. Try it, Dame Blodwyn, Sir Kyned. He starts setting plates down, and then he sets a large dish in front of the man he addresses as the Mad Bear. Here, the largest portion of Salisbury steak.
Salisbury steak. Delicious.
It only took me 55 episodes to make a Salisbury steak reference. The chef's song about the dessert? I don't know the dessert. Is there a Salisbury pudding? It's definitely not gonna be Yorkshire pudding, which again is not a pudding, it's a bread. Infuriating.
I don't like Yorkshire pudding.
I don't know that anybody likes Yorkshire
My
pudding.
my family love it. My family love it, but it's like the one. It's my one non-Britishism in my family is to be the worst person that always says no to Yorkshire pudding.
That's incredible. I want you to imagine someone's like, would you like some pudding? And you're like, oh yes, please, I'd love some pudding. And rather than a sugary confection that's jiggly, they set in front of you an exploding muffin top made of pure bread. And you're just like, what the fuck is this shit?
The problem is that the word pudding in Britain is like synonymous with dessert.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's also synonymous with that here, except we have a very narrow dessert type about it.
Yeah. What I mean is, like, you could say, let's have pudding after dinner. And I could be referring to ice cream. I could be referring to
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
anything that is, or sorry, I could say pudding after supper.
Language is insane.
Yeah.
It's like
What does
how
anything mean?
in the South they go, I'll take a Coke, and then bring out like a Sprite.
Yeah, exactly. A sody pop.
Yeah.
I do like you picked this specific brand specific example from the South.
Yeah.
Where
Well,
everything's
that's
a
what they say. They go,
Yeah, I know, but
I'll have a
you know
Coke.
that's because Coke is based out of Atlanta and it's huge
Yes.
in the American South.
Yes.
And they love anything Coke product related. They'll guzzle it down your mouth by a fire hose as long as you're paying for it. We're gonna take our break. You guys feeling like doing winter phase?
I'm down.
Yeah.
I think this is
All right, everybody looks like
way
they're
to close.
committed. Nobody looks tired. So, all right. Even though I got some gray hair up here, I'll stay up a little late.
It's 11 a.m. here.
All right. It's not 11 a.m. here, I assure you, James. But yeah, when we come back, we're going to do that winter phase. Audience, guess who's back? Us. You guys know how to do this part better than me, so.
I was just saying to James, I'd finally learned all the rules and had it down, and then we took so much time off, I can't remember how to do it anymore.
All right. Well, let's start with experience rolls first.
Yes,
Exact.
of course.
Need to work out what we get from the manners as well.
Alright, so I got to check an energetic. Check Valkyrie.
I did
check
not go to energetic.
roll
I did.
spiritual. I do not get a check in spiritual.
Don't go checking love God. We're going to do any other one.
Roll
gonna check on flirting.
hospitality. No check in hospitality. Okay.
I do get a check in romance.
I have all my checks.
I don't go checking flirting.
Need to roll for proud. I do get a check in proud.
I don't go checking spiritual.
I do get a check in horsemanship. All right. So now I got to go through and see if any of this goes up.
Don't go checking hunting.
Energetic goes up.
Ooh, my energy goes up as well.
Okay, chicken lance.
And I'm now famous for being energetic.
My proud does not go up.
Okay, chicken romance.
My spiritual goes up, and I'm also now famous for being spiritual.
Let's see. Love of family. Love family goes up.
My love of family does not go up.
I now have a 19 love family.
Merciful does not go up.
Oh, and I need
Concern
to roll
my
for
commoners.
hunting.
Concern my commoners goes up.
Oh, my hospitality goes up. I'm now famous for my hospitality.
Nice.
Love of
And
God
then we'll
goes
see
up.
if hunting goes up. Hunting does not go up. Does
Falconry.
romance go up? Romance does go up.
Falconry
Falconry
does not
goes
go
up.
up.
Intrigue not go up.
Intrigue does not go up.
Romance goes up.
Horsemanship.
I am out of
Horsemanship
checks.
does not go up. Small chance lance goes up. No. And then siege.
Right, I've done all my rolls.
Siege does not go up. I also have finished all my rolls.
Okay.
Now, I need to check for aging.
I was gonna say now aging.
Ooh, that is not a good one for me. That's 3.
I lose 1.
So that's a point of dex. Man, my dex is just flip-flopping.
I lose
that's
appearance.
Point of size and a point of appearance. Yep. Hey, that was rough. That's 2 years in a row I've rolled 3s. That is tough.
Okay. Now we do the monies.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, cash rules everything around me.
Okay.
So before
AP,
we get
will
too
need a
deep
weather.
into the monies, I do need to note that according to the rules, this year your annual manor wealth or whatever its equivalent should be downshifted 3 times.
Yeah, so whatever result you get on the chart of like, meager, good, etc. At the end, you then bounce it down
Shift
3.
it down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna get
Yeah.
fucked no matter what happens. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
AP, we will need the weather roll.
I did do that already.
It was a 14.
It was a
14. Okay, so 13.
Okay, has everyone done their entourage skills as well?
Not yet.
Yes, thank you. I've forgotten about the entourage skills.
somewhere out there, a
Ooh,
bunch of men in
my
their
wife's-
mid-20s who wear hats backwards are all peeking up when you say the word entourage.
My wife's dancing goes up by 1 to an 18.
My
Well,
wife's
she's British, so
industry.
it's actually dancing.
Dancing.
Dancing. There's a U in dancing, didn't you know? Somewhere out there, all the people who don't speak with American accents are dying while I say this.
My wife still mocks me for saying dance.
Dance.
Yeah, an auction.
Just tell her what you're actually saying is Auckland. And I'm trying to Auckland this hot car off.
All right, so now
Manorial luck. Oh no,
yeah, that's a calamity.
that is a calamity.
Yeah, I got one too.
Oh, I got a benefit. Oh, this is where I'm having my problem with my PDF stuff. Give me a second. I was saying to AP at the start of the show that my Adobe Acrobat updated yesterday, and now whenever I try to search a PDF file, my whole computer crashes.
Hey, Glimo, that's actually pretty good for us. A hired steward died the night our wife must do the stewardship.
Yeah, I don't have a steward, so
Me neither. So we get a pass.
If you're the steward, then you die.
okay. And now, concern my commoners. Fail. So that's a 0.
Ooh, I succeeded.
So misfortune fails. And
Oh, my misfortune fumbled. What a great roll for me.
stewardship succeeds.
And then my lady wife's stewardship succeeds.
So that would have been good. But it drops by 3. Is that
Yep.
correct?
Yeah, it drops by 3.
Yeah, sorry, man.
Let's see. So I would have gotten an excellent harvest, which I need to do
Damn.
all my income rolls.
My income is 9.
Right, I would have gotten good,
Investment.
which drops to bad, which goes back up to meager because of my gentlewoman bonus.
Wow.
Well, I'm only behind by 2.5. So
I don't know about hiring the elderly. They die on the first day of work and then saying they're a bad hire. It's listen, guys, I had some things to say about mixing ancestries yesterday, but calling someone a bad hire because they die on the first day of work, that's too far for me.
Dang, that was a good horse herd. All right, so let's see. So I would have had an excellent, which if you drop that down,
Meager.
meager, yep. Not bad. And
No, it's meager.
it keeps me in the it keeps me in the running for the 5 years.
Yeah, me too. And I can test this year now.
yeah,
2,
I can't.
3, 4, 5. Yeah, I need to test.
Okay, I did not get the growth.
I would have if not for this would have
I
been
also
the
did
5th
not
year.
get the growth. Yeah, it's rough. I got lucky because I got my misfortune fumbled. uh,
Family rolls.
I need to roll some maintenance rolls. There's 6 for that one. Three for that one.
And it's if kids under 15 that we have to roll for, correct?
Yeah, that's right. Who have not yet turned 15. If they turn 15, they're safe.
And it's okay. So 5, and it's D20. And if I'm living superlative, they only die on a 1.
Yeah.
Okay, all my kids are okay.
25.
AP,
Yes.
I am going to spend 50 Libra on conspicuous consumption this year to indicate money that Blodwyn sends to other estates and
Okay.
to help with the mercenaries.
Wow. Dame Blodwyn, literally one of the top 10 big spenders in the county.
She's making it rain.
I'm not sure I want to get rained on by pieces of gold. You know, it feels like it would hurt a lot. Number one reason dollar bills were invented.
Family events, family member missing or lost.
What are you going to do about that? While people are rolling, audience, I do want to inform you that, as you know, all of my jokes are just repeat of Critical Role or Dimension 20 jokes or things I've heard before. The only ones I make up myself are not funny ones, so just know I stole this one. September is Bisexual Visibility Month, so be sure to be on the lookout for bisexual people when crossing the street this month, because they can go both ways. I also want to say, if you're watching tonight's episode and you have no idea what the fuck was happening during any of the weird spoon scenes, you need to first stop whatever you're doing and go watch the movie Dragonheart, and then you need to listen to Duran Duran's Invisible, and maybe you'll have to play the entirety of Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. After about 80 hours of media, you might be able to understand Kendric's scene.
Let me throw this out there, AP.
Yeah.
And, decide if you don't like it.
Yeah. You know, I love not liking things. I famously love talking about how much I don't like things.
If you had other plans, then I'm happy to put the X through somebody else.
Sure.
Kyned goes missing.
I love it. I love it.
Why,
I
and that's why Elfin.
So
what I love is the idea that Kyned would look down at a piece of paper and it says someone in your mom went missing. He looks up and he's like, why are there ropes around my arm? Why am I on a ship to Rome? Am I the one that went missing? Merlin's just sitting nearby listening to Duran Duran on Beats by Dre. Hey, what's up, man? All right, Kyned's gone. Maybe we'll see him again, maybe not. Who's going to teach Sir Utho both how to be a knight, a gentleman, and a spy master now?
Guigan's first son had a first living son had a daughter this year.
Nice. Grandkids,
So
huh?
Guigan's a grandfather for the first time.
Yeah. Are we allowed to say that name on stream?
Well, it's not in character.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm done. I had no children.
I got no event for family stuff, so I do have to roll for the marriage, the betrothal of Tathan.
Oh, because you're alive?
Yep.
Deeply unfortunate. Sorry I couldn't arrange for that.
26. I'll take it.
Okay, that's pretty good, if I recall.
Yep. Heiress of a wealthy vassal knight, 2 manors, 1d6 dowry, 300 glory.
Sick. Absolute cinema. Absolute. Oh, sorry. Hold on. I gotta turn my hair. Absolute cinema. Wow. Now I can stop watching Dragonheart every twice a month for the last 9 to 10 months while I wait for Kendric to catch up so that I don't mess up the fucking ending. And then guess what? I still messed up the ending. Just to be clear, by the way, for those who don't understand Dragonheart or who don't know the plinth that Blodwyn does the thing in front of, that's the statue of King Arthur that he swears to, and that's King Arthur's voice that he's swearing to. The old code is explicitly the Knights of the Round Table. Explicitly. I guess it's not that explicit because people don't understand that, but
Kyned will take a point of reckless in his
as he gets lost.
right.
Let's see here.
Oh.
And now
I was doing invisible because I thought I would meme on Kendric, but it is in fact Kyned who became invisible. No one even knows his name.
Let's see. Yeah. Well, my battle's 20. My sword is 20.
You know you can take skills up to 21.
I thought you had to do.
I haven't done glory. That's what I missed.
Yeah, you had to do the glory. Like you can't do training and practice up to above 20.
Somewhere
Yeah,
out
that's
there.
correct.
Lancelot is saying skill issue, but okay.
Yeah. um. I think I'm gonna put a point into honor. I think 17.
I'm putting a point into modesty.
Lancelot is cursing a d20 for only having 20 sides. I mean, I think there's a point very far down in the book where they're like, Lancelot will fight 3 people. Remember, you as a GM have to divide his sword skill, but he gets a plus 20 to all of his rolls, so he's basically invincible even while fighting 3 people. And I'm like,
Yeah, I think.
Jesus, the Lancelot simps in France are really winning on this one.
And I think they literally call out where it's like, hey, even though he gets an automatic hit on all of these dudes, he can only do damage to one of them. So he can only kill one of them around.
Unbelievable.
Because they're like, for this scene, he's like double critically impassioned. He gets a plus 60 to his sword skill. It's like, what the fuck?
Just remember, Lancelot is literally the Jason of the Argonauts of the Vulgate cycle. France was like, so here's the thing. England has this really cool knight legend, and Charlemagne is just not sticking it, and he's more German than French. What if we have a guy fuck Arthur's wife? Now, you might not have thought of it that way, but I guarantee you the French thought of it that way when they wrote it. He's the best knight in the world, and he fucks Arthur's wife.
Can I say that Elfin inherits Kyned Squire?
Yeah.
Great. I'm copying those stats.
Kendric
over.
is 45 now.
I remember being 45.
Kyned is 47.
Yeah.
All right. Well, for this episode, I'd like to thank Hideo Kojima, William Papadin, Duran, myself, Sean Connery, the director of the movie Dragonheart, which I don't remember who it is, whoever played Bowen, unless they're problematic. I don't remember the actor.
Dennis Quaid?
Oh, yeah, it's Dennis Quaid. Is he problematic? Listen, I don't keep a list. It's just there's plenty of problematic people in Hollywood at all times. All right, I'm going to Google it. Is Dennis Quaid problematic? Yep, top article. Most controversial moments.
But the AI overview says Dennis Quaid is not considered problematic by the general public.
Yes, but the first article that I read says he talks about his drug use, his adultery, he's a bad father and a worse husband. So I don't know. I mean, that's not explicitly problematic, but it also says that he struggled with cocaine addiction. I don't. He's listen. He's not someone who was on that 70s show level of bad, but
Sure. I will skimming this article, I will say yeah, he's probably a little
he's probably problematic. I think so as well.
How much does it cost to knight someone?
20?
20?
Yeah.
20 or 30?
You have to raise it as well. I don't think you have to is it is it your own heir?
Yes. Well, no. Well, my spare.
Oh, then yes, because you don't have to pay for your own heir. I believe your vassals pay for them for you. But right? Am I crazy in thinking that's the rules?
I don't know. I think I paid for him the last time.
So normally your lord pays for because any squire that turns to 21 gets knighted.
505.
The their lord provides the spurs and equipment and such. And but I mean, they're no longer they're not your vassal. Then they are a vassal of the lord. So if you're wanting to raise them as your own vassal, you got to pay for them yourself.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So this will go up to 50.
Don't forget, anybody that gets knighted gets 1,000 glory bump. Not, I mean, if you're not tracking that, that's fine. But if you are,
did we get any glory in 509?
I mean, the people that attended Robert's knighthood did.
Sure. Just glory.
Are we good for next week?
Yes.
Yes.
I think we're good all month, according to our notes. But, you know, crazy ass shit happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I heard we're good for Imperium Maledictum tomorrow, but we'll see how that works out. Any closing thoughts we have here for tonight's episode?
It's end of an era and on to the next one.
Indeed.
The next Taylor
Anarchy.
Swift era?
Yeah.
Never gonna let this go.
Anarchy is over.
Oh, James. Anarchy is never over, but the anarchy era of the show is over. Anarchy will never die so long as it remains in our hearts.
I was going to mention this prior to the game, but we are now, I believe we are equal. Like, we have pulled even with Ticking Time Bob's game in the timeline.
Wow. It's the
I believe
perfect
so.
time to schedule a crossover now that the timelines match up.
Yeah, but I think we're going to swiftly
Just like
move
the
ahead of
ponies
them.
game, we can pull ahead of them now.
Yeah.
We're end closers, baby. We got an S rank. Now, if you didn't get that reference, audience, you're just going to have to download Uma Musume Pretty Derby on Steam or the Apple Store and play about 80 hours of it.
Yeah.
AP's friend code is in the description below.
I'm genuinely considering actually putting it in the description section on YouTube. All right. I think that's it. I think we did an excellent job tonight. Everybody except me, because I really fucking fumbled doing James's part of the circle. I will never forget how badly I had the football and then dropped it right before the end zone. We'll see you next week, guys.